Friends, welcome to all of you in your science class. In this class, we are going to understand simple pendulum. So, let's see what is simple pendulum. So, simple pendulum is an apparatus which consists of a small and heavy metallic bob which shape is spherical. So, it is a heavy metallic ball which is tied with a thread from this top portion, and this thread is fixed with a rigid object. This is the rigid object which is fixed, and this is a thread, and this one is metallic heavy ball which is called bob. So this is the apparatus of a pendulum. Now for this fixed point, the heavy ball, can move back and forth. So it can move either sides of its mean position. So when the bob is moving freely back and forth motion, that is called periodic motion. Now, if the if the length is constant, then the motion is also constant. So a pendulum completes every swing in exactly the same time, provided its length kept constant. So a pendulum completes every swing it will complete in same time if the length is constant. If you change the length, then the timing is changes. Then time changes. Okay, so this is called a pendulum, and the motion back and forth is called periodic motion. It can also say oscillatory motion. Now, what is the length of the pendulum? What is the length of the pendulum? Let's understand that thing. So, pendulum consists of a thread and a metallic bob. So, the length of the pendulum is from the top to the middle of the bob is the length of the pendulum. So the time period of a pendulum depends on its length. As the length of the pendulum is increased, its time period also increases. Okay, I hope you understand what is the length of the pendulum. Let us understand oscillations. Now, what is an oscillation? Suppose the metallic bob, that means the pendulum, is at rest position. Now, when you displace it from its mean position to a distance, so let us assume that the point is A. Now, if you release this pendulum or this bob from here, so it will move to this direction. So let us assume that is B. Then it will again come back to this position. That means initially it go in this direction and again it will go in this direction. So one complete oscillation means if you start from A, it will go to B and again come back at A. So this is called one complete oscillation. Now if you take the middle portion as O, so if you take the oscillation starts from here So when it go in this direction means 0 to O to A, again A to B, and again B to A. So this is one complete oscillation. And if you consider the starting position from here, so from A to B and B to A, this is one complete A to B and B to A, this is one complete oscillation. Understood? Okay. Let us discuss about the time period of a pendulum. Time period. What is a time period? Now you have seen that the complete oscillation is from A to B and again B to A. This is one complete oscillation. Now the definition of time period is that the time taken by the bob to complete one oscillation is called time period. So for one oscillation, the time taken is called time period. That indicates means this can be indicated as capital T. The unit is second. So time period is the thing. Time period is the time at which the pendulum can complete only one oscillation. Now how to measure the time period? So for an example, we cannot, it is very hard to measure one oscillation. So we are taking more than one and count the time. Suppose we have taken 20 oscillations and count the time. So we can write, suppose 20 oscillation takes 30 seconds, then one oscillation takes 30 by 20 second, that means 1.5 second. So the time period of the pendulum is 1.5 second. Now if the length is constant, then the time period is also constant. If you increase the length, the time period also increases. Let's see an activity.
So hello students, in this class we are going to find the time period of pendulum. So this is an activity in which we are going to find the time period of a pendulum. So here you can see this is a pendulum, setup of pendulum. So this is a heavy metallic bob here, and it is tied with a thread, okay, and the other end of the thread is fixed with a rigid object, and this is a stand. So this is our pendulum, okay. Now when we displace it from its mean position, it will start oscillation. So one complete oscillation, we know if it start from here, so when it comes in this position, it completes one oscillation. That means from here, if we start, if we displace it from here, so the moving object, the object will go in this and come back again in that position. So this is the complete oscillation. So to complete one oscillation, what is the time? That is the time period. So the time taken for one complete oscillation is called the time period, and now we are going to find that. So we are calculating the time for 20 complete oscillation, 20 complete oscillations, and then we divide it by 20 so that we can find what is the time for one complete oscillation. I hope you understand the process. Now to calculate the time, we are using a stopwatch here. So this is a digital stopwatch. Now we are going to perform the activity. Now students see the timing is 0 now, and it rests in the mean position. Now we are going to just displace it. So we have displaced it, and when we release it, we start the stopwatch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So time taken for 20 oscillation is 28 second. So 28 second it takes for 20 oscillation. Okay. Now if we divide it 28 by 20, we get the time period of this pendulum. Okay. Let's calculate the time period.
Now in this activity we have seen that 20 oscillations takes 28 seconds. So one oscillation takes 28 divided by 20 second. So 1.4 second. So the time period of the pendulum, capital T, is equals to 1.4 second. So I hope you understand what is the time period. Let us understand what is the amplitude. Now students, what is the amplitude? Now when you displace the bob from the mean position, the mean displacement is called amplitude. So it will move back and forth. So the maximum distance from the mean position is called amplitude. Maximum distance is called amplitude. Understood? In this way also, suppose this is O, this is A, and this is B. So AO is the amplitude. You obviously notice one thing, that AO is equal to OB because both are equal. AO is equals to OB. So AO or OB can be said as amplitude. So okay, in this video up to this much only. In this video we have discussed about what is pendulum, what is time period, what is oscillation, what is the amplitude, what is the length of the pendulum, and how we can calculate the time period. We have seen an activity. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you enjoyed that video, please subscribe my channel and follow the channel for more videos. Thank you.